Molecular orbitals in SF6 molecule, sulfur hexafluoride molecule. Molecular orbitals in sulfur hexafluoride molecules. Molecular orbital theory is not new to you. In TYBSc semester 5th, we learn so many molecular orbital diagrams. So the concept of the molecular orbital theory was same here also. Now sulfur hexafluoride, it is a polyatomic molecule, polyatomic species. One sulfur atom and 6 fluorine atoms are involved in this molecule, or we can say that the 6 fluorine atoms are covalently linked or covalently bonded to the central sulfur atoms. We already explained the bonding in sulfur hexafluoride molecule on the basis of valence bond theory, on the basis of hybridization. So I think this sulfur hexafluoride molecule shows sp3d2 hybridization. Now we want to explain this on the basis of the molecular orbital theory. On the basis of the molecular orbital theory. So let us talk about the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom and the group orbitals of the 6 fluorine atoms. First of all, let us see the Lewis structure of SF6 molecule. It describes 6 pair of electrons as bond pairs, as 6 covalent bonds are there. So it is expected that there should be 6 pair of electrons are involved between the sulfur and fluorine atoms. So first of all, let us draw the Lewis dot structure here for sulfur hexafluoride molecule. Okay. So let us see here sulfur hexafluoride. Sulfur is the central atom and 6 fluorine atoms are covalently bonded to the sulfur atom. So as we know, sulfur shows sp3d2 hybridization, involvement of d orbitals. Hello. Some noise is coming. You are not disciplined students, I think. As compared to you, the second year and third year students are better. They should not make any noise. If you are having any doubt, later on you can ask. Okay, don't disturb to others. If you want, you can stay in the lecture. Otherwise, you can leave the lecture. Okay. So let us see. This is the probable structure of the sulfur hexafluoride molecule. So Lewis structure shows 6 bond pair electrons, 6 pair of the electrons. Okay, like this. Okay. Sulfur, it is having valency 6 valence electrons, and each fluorine atom is now having 1 electron in its p orbital. So 12 electrons are there. So 6 covalent bonds are there. This is on the basis of the valence bond theory. And in this case, sulfur shows sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. Okay. But now we want to explain the bonding in this sulfur hexafluoride molecule on the basis of the molecular orbital theory. So when we are talking about the molecular orbital theory, let us first see the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom. Okay, so sulfur, it is having the atomic number 16. So it is having the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2, 3p4. So there are 6 valence electrons are present, 2 in the 3s orbital and 4 in the 3p orbital. Then the fluorine atom, it is having atomic number 9. So it is having the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So supposed to be there are 7 valence electrons are there, okay, in the valence shell of the fluorine atom. So this is the distribution of the electrons in the sulfur atom and fluorine atom. So let us see. The Lewis structure of SF6 describes 6 pairs of the electrons as we have shown and forming the bonds pair. Despite the availability of only 4 valence orbitals on sulfur, there are only 4 orbitals, one s orbital and 3 p orbitals. Okay, the valence bond description of this hypervalent complex must therefore invoke d orbitals. Expected that there is a involvement of the d orbitals. Okay, 2d orbitals are involved, sp3d2 hybridization. However, high level theoretical calculations suggest that the electronic structure involves not d orbitals. This is the new thing. High level theoretical calculations suggest that the electronic structure involves not d orbitals, means d orbitals are not involved in the bonding on the basis of the molecular orbital theory. Okay, so not d orbitals are involved. Okay, and there is not a 6 bonds. Okay, actually 6 fluorine atoms are bonded to the sulfur atoms, but the electronic structure shows that not 6 bonds are there, but instead only 4 bonds are there. Okay, because only 4 atomic orbitals are there in case of the sulfur atom, 1s and 3p orbitals. Okay, so 4 bonds are there, and that 4 bonds are delocalized over all the 7 atoms. Again, it is a new thing. Okay, that 4 bonds are delocalized over all the 7 atoms. So we are not saying this. The molecular orbital theory says this. Okay, so you have to make the assumption now. In sulfur hexafluoride molecule, there are not a 6 bonds. Okay, there are not a 6 bonds between the sulfur and fluorine. Not 6 covalent bonds are there. The molecular orbital theory suggests that there are only 4 bonds, and that 4 bonds are delocalized over all the 7 atoms. In SF6 molecule, there are 7 atoms. You can see here sulfur and 6 fluorine atoms. So 7 atoms are there. So we have to assume this thing. So whatever we know on the basis of the valence bond theory, we forget here. Because on the basis of the valence bond theory, sulfur shows sp3d2 hybridization. There is a formation of the 6 covalent bonds. There are 12 electrons, 6 lone pair of the electrons between the sulfur and fluorine. So we should have to be forget everything now, because we are talking about the molecular orbital theory. So when we are talking about the molecular orbital theory, we should be concentrate on which orbital of the sulfur getting to be participate into the molecular orbitals, which orbital of the fluorine it is involved in the formation of the molecular orbitals. So let us see here. Now, sulfur is having 4 atomic orbitals. You can see the structure of the atomic orbital is given here. Sulfur is having 4 atomic orbitals. Which are that 4 atomic orbitals? Let us write here the electronic configuration of the sulfur. Valence shell electronic configuration, it is 3s2 3p4. 3s2 3p4. So this is 1s orbital and 3p orbitals. We can represent 3p orbitals in this way. 3px, 3py, 3pz. Okay, carry 4 electrons, and 3s orbital carry 2 electrons. So this is s orbital of the sulfur, and these are the 3p orbitals that is given here. So according to the molecular symmetry, the new symbol it is given to the s orbital. We know s orbital, it is a A1G orbital. It is a A1G orbital on the basis of the group theory. It is a A1G orbital. Okay, then the 3p orbitals are the T1U orbitals. Triply degenerate uneven orbitals. Triply degenerates uneven orbital. This symbol it is given to these 3p orbitals. Okay, then now for fluorine atoms, Now let us write here the electronic configuration of the fluorine. Okay, 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. 7 electrons are there in the valence shell. So, first of all, let us see 2p orbital. Here, 3p orbitals. So, arrangement of the electrons will be like this. Okay, electrons are represented in this way. One unpaired electron is here in the 2p orbital, and this is 2s orbital. It is completely filled. Now, 4 of the 24 fluorine, okay, 4 of the 24 fluorine means 24 orbitals are there. How 24 orbitals? This is one s orbital and this is 4 orbitals. Each fluorine is now having 4 atomic orbitals. Okay, this is one s and 3p orbitals, 4 atomic orbitals. Now there are 6 fluorine atoms. So 6 multiplied by 24. 6 multiplied by 4. So it is equal to 24. So 24 atomic orbitals is available for the bonding. But out of that 24, only 4 are available for the bonding with atomic orbital of the sulfur atom. You can see here sulfur is having A1G orbital and T1E orbital. Only these orbitals are available for the bonding. And in the molecular orbital theory, symmetry is very important. The atomic orbitals of the same symmetry can be overlapped with each other. Okay, so out of the 24 orbitals here, only 4 can be overlapped with the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom. So this is A1G orbital of the fluorine atom and this is T1E orbital of the fluorine atom. 3 orbitals. See, this is 1, 2 and this is 3 and this is A1G orbital. So the 4 orbitals are available for the bonding. Okay, so it means that fluorine is having plenty of the orbitals, 24. So out of that 24, only 4 are involved actually in the bonding and they are having the same symmetry as like of the sulfur atom. And on the basis of the molecular orbital theory, same symmetry orbitals can be overlapped. Okay, so let us see now here. The 6 fluorine 2s orbitals give, see now here, there are 6 fluorine atoms. So there are 6 2s orbitals. Okay, one fluorine is having one 2s orbital, so 6 fluorine atoms are here. So 6 fluorine 2s orbital give linear combinations. First of all, there is a formation of the group orbitals. 6 fluorine atoms are the peripheral atoms. So their atomic orbitals get combined and there is a formation of the group orbitals. And that group orbitals can be overlapped with the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom. And this is the concept of the molecular orbital theory for polyatomic species. How we can draw the molecular orbital diagram for the polyatomic species? First of all, we have to consider the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom. We have to consider the atomic orbital of the central atom. Then the atomic orbitals of the peripheral atoms. So in SF6 molecule, 6 fluorine atoms are the peripheral atoms, surrounding atoms. So their atomic orbitals can be combined linearly and there is a formation of the group orbitals. So first of all, the 6 fluorine 2s orbitals give linear combinations. That gives A1G, EG and T1U symmetric orbitals. Okay, A1G, EG and T1U symmetric orbitals. Let us write this first. I would like to take the 1 minute. The blank slide here to represent this. Understanding should be very important here because otherwise it becomes complicated to you. Okay, see here. The 6 fluorine 2s orbital give linear combination. Let us write here. Linear combination of 6 fluorine 2s orbitals. Linear combination of 6 fluorine. Linear combination of 6 fluorine 2s orbitals. These orbitals get combined. I am not going to show the shape. A 2s orbital, it is like this. Okay, spherical shape, 2s orbital. So such 6 2s orbital get combined, and it will gives the orbital such as A1G orbital, EG orbital, and T1U orbital. Okay, these symmetry orbitals are formed there according to the concept of LCO combination, linear combination of atomic orbitals. These 6 orbitals are formed here, combination of 2s orbital first. So this one group is formed. This is one orbital, these are 2 orbitals, and these are 3. 3 plus 2 plus 1. So total orbitals are equal to 6. Okay, so see here, linear combination that transforms as A1G, EG, and T1U, but they are very low in energy and remain effectively non-bonding. This is also the new thing. Okay, they are remains as non-bonding. Can you give me the answer why they are remains as non-bonding? Anybody? Yes, these orbitals remains as non-bonding, not participate into the bonding. Okay, they are remains as non-bonding. Suppose that the question will be asked to you as a multiple choice question, which orbital of the fluorine formed by the combination of the 2s orbital remains as non-bonding. Options are given there, then you should have to be choose the correct option. So A1G, EG, and T1U orbitals are remains as non-bonding. But what is the reason? Let us see the electronic configuration of the fluorine once again. Outermost electronic configuration 2s and 2p. Okay, as we know, fluorine is more electronegative. So in the molecular orbital diagram, the atomic orbitals of the fluorine are at the lower energy level. On the right side, we have to represent the atomic orbitals of the fluorine or group orbitals of the fluorine. Group orbitals of the fluorine onto the right side, and onto the left side, the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom when we are going to draw the diagram. Now, the spectroscopic data shows that the energy gap between the 2s and 2p is very large. 2s becomes here and 2p becomes here. So there is a large energy gap between the 2s and 2p atomic orbital. So how this 2s atomic orbital can be overlapped with the 2s atomic orbital of the sulfur? Sulfur is less electronegative, so it is having the higher energy level. Okay, so that's why this overlapping does not take place here. Okay, understanding should be very important here. The 2s orbital of the fluorine does not involve into the bonding. That is the main question. Hence, there is a formation of non-bonding molecular orbitals, which are remains as non-bonding in the MO diagram also. How many orbitals? These 6. This is 1, 2, 3. Remains as non-bonding. Because of this energy gap will be very large. They are very lower energy level. Almost fluorine is more electronegative. Therefore, these 2s atomic orbitals are at very low energy level, and this is at higher energy level. So no overlapping. Because on the basis of the molecular orbital theory, the atomic orbitals should have the same energy level. Like this, overlapping will be. Suppose that this is 2s here, this is 2s here. They can be overlapped with each other. Formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is known to us. Formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals, sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. So these two atomic orbitals are having the same energy level. They can easily combine, and there is a formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. But in this case, what happens? The 2s atomic orbital of the fluorine becomes where at very low energy level. Okay, so it is not going to be participate into the bonding here. So it will remain as non-bonding. So how many non-bonding orbitals are here? 6. Which are them? A1G, EG, T1U remains as non-bonding. Okay, so remember this. This is remains as non-bonding. Okay, because they are very low in energy and remain effectively non-bonding. Remaining now, out of 24, 6 will be remains non-bonding. The 18 fluorine 2p orbital, the 18 fluorine 2p orbitals. Okay, how 18? Let us see here. the 18 fluorine 2p orbitals. Which is the next orbital here? 2p orbital. Okay, next orbital, it is the 2p orbital now. See this 2p orbital. These are the three 2p orbitals. These are the three 2p orbitals. See here, one fluorine is having three 2p orbitals, 6 fluorine atoms are there in the SF6 molecule. So these three p orbital, 3 multiplied by 6, 18. Okay, 18 p orbitals. They are also going to be combined. And there is a formation of the group orbitals. Okay, there is a formation of the group orbitals. So see here, the 18 fluorine 2p orbitals, the 18 fluorine 2p orbitals. How many orbitals are there? 18 orbitals. Give linear combination. The linear combination will be expressed between them. And on the basis of the molecular symmetry and on the basis of the group theory, there is a formation of A1G, EG, T1G, T2G, 2 into T1U and T2U. Remember these orbitals. Okay, how many orbitals are formed here? In the objective type question, such question will be asked. The 18 fluorine 2p orbitals give linear combination transforming dash 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 group orbitals. Okay, so you should be know these orbitals. A1G first, EG second, T1G third, T2G fourth. This is 2 times 2 into T1U and T2U. Count this, 18 orbitals are there. Now how these orbitals are formed, this is not our issue. Okay, but these orbitals are formed due to the linear combination. So this is one, A1G means 1 here. Okay, A1G means 1 orbital here, 3 months, single orbital, this is A1G. EG means doubly degenerate 2. T1G means 3, triply degenerate. T2G means also 3, triply degenerate. This T1U, it is triply degenerate, 2 into 3, 6. And this is 3, count this. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus this 6, 15, 15 plus 3, 18. So 18 fluorine 2p orbitals give linear combination. Okay, and there is a formation of such symmetric orbitals. So fluorine is having such symmetric orbitals. Many orbitals it is having. Okay, because peripheral atoms are larger in number. 6 fluorine atoms are the peripheral atoms. Their atomic orbitals get combined. And after that, we have to decide which orbital of the fluorine can be participate into the bonding. Before going to draw the molecular orbital diagram, we have to consider this. So now fluorine, it is having how many orbitals here? 18. Okay. So out of these 18 orbitals now, which orbitals can be involved into the bonding? So see here, most of these remains as non-bonding. We require how many atomic orbitals to be overlap? Sulphur is having only 4, A1G and T1U. Okay, sulphur is having only 4 orbitals. So we also require only 4. We also require only 4 here. And fluorine is having 24. 24 group orbitals are there. 24 group orbitals are there. So out of that, 6 from 2s orbital. This is 6 from 2s orbital. But 2s orbital, it is at very low energy level. So these orbitals are remains as non-bonding. Okay, they are not usable now. These orbitals are remains as non-bonding. They are not usable. We cannot touch them. They are not going to be participate into the bonding. So what is the option we are having? We are having the option of these 18 orbitals now. The symmetry class of the 18 orbitals will be A1G, EG, T1G, T2G, 2T1U and T2U. Okay. So 18 orbitals are there. Out of these 18 orbitals, you can see this one of the T1U orbital and one A1G orbital are involved in the bonding. It means fluorine is having plenty of the orbitals. Fluorine is having plenty of the orbitals. Let us write here on this slide which orbitals are available there. Okay, 1 minute. We have to write all the orbitals here. See, first of all, write the orbitals of the sulfur atom onto the left hand side. Okay, central sulfur atom. Which are the orbitals sulfur is having? A1G and T1 according to the symmetry group theory. That is, this is a 3s orbital and this is a 3p orbital. Now 6 fluorine atoms. From 2s orbital, which are the orbitals? Formed group orbitals. Now there is a formation of the group orbitals on the basis of the linear combination of the atomic orbitals. Formation of the group orbitals there. Okay. Now which group orbitals? Coming from 2s orbital, 6 2s orbitals get combined. Okay, 6 into 2s, it is equal to A1G, then T1U, okay, and EG orbital. A1G, T1U, and EG orbital. Okay, these are the 6 orbitals are formed here. But as the energy of the 2s orbital is very low, there remains as non-bonding. There remains as non-bonding. Now there are 18p orbitals. 18p orbitals get combined. Okay, because one fluorine is having 3p orbitals. Okay, so 18p orbitals get combined and it will form how many group orbitals? 18 group orbitals. It will form 18 group orbitals. So which are that 18 group orbitals? See here, A1G, then EG, then T1G, okay, then I think T2G, then 2 into T1U, and I think last one it is, let us see here, last orbital, T2U orbital. So plenty orbitals are available here. Okay, plenty orbitals are available here. So T2U, okay, this, okay, sorry. So see here, this is 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, 1 minute. Then this is 3. Then this is 2 into 3. This is 3. Count this. Total it is equal to 18. Okay. 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 6, 15, 15 plus 3, 18. Now out of these orbitals, we only require 4. We require this A1G orbital. Because sulfur is having this A1G orbital. They can combine with each other. We require T1U orbital now. There are 2 T1U orbitals. So one of the T1U orbital is involved in the bonding. So what is about remaining? Remaining orbitals are non-bonding. So which are that non-bonding orbitals? EG, T1G, okay, then T2G, then 1 T1U. 1 T1U goes into the bonding here, and T2U. So how many non-bonding orbitals are here? You can see 1, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, 1 is remaining there. 1 minute. 1, 3, 3, 12 plus 30. Sorry, this is 2. EG orbitals are 2. Total are equal to 14. So out of the 18, only 4 orbitals are involved in the bonding here. That is coming from the p orbital. Okay, so 6 fluorine atoms get combined and there is a formation of the group orbitals. It will form 24 group orbitals. Remember this. But the group orbitals which are formed by the combination of the 2s orbital, which is having very, very low energy level, because as the 2s orbital, it is having very low energy level, so they cannot be participate. They remains as non-bonding. Out of the 18 orbitals, only A1G and T1U involved in the bonding with the sulfur atom, because sulfur is having only 4. This is 1 and this is 3. Okay, so total 4 orbitals are here, 4 atomic orbitals are here. So we have to take only 4 atomic orbitals from the fluorine atom, 6 fluorine atom. And this remaining 14 now remains as non-bonding in the MO diagram. Non-bonding in the MO diagram because they are not involved in the bonding. Okay, so let's try to understand about this. See now. Okay, so sulfur 4 atomic orbitals. overlaps with 4 group orbitals of the 6 fluorine atoms, and there is a formation of 8 molecular orbitals. 4 plus 4 8. 4 are bonding molecular orbitals and 4 are anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So let us see the diagram here. Okay, see, this diagram is very important, or molecular orbital diagram for the SF6 molecule. You can take the screenshot of this. Okay, take the screenshot of this diagram. See, onto the left hand side, the atomic orbitals of the sulfur atom. Okay, see now 3s orbital and 3p orbital. You can see here the atomic orbitals of the sulfur, it is having the higher energy level. It is having the higher energy level because sulfur is less electronegative. Fluorine is highly electronegative. So atomic orbitals of the fluorine are at the very low energy level. All the group orbitals are represented here. You can see. Okay. This fluorine 2s orbital, group orbitals A1G, EG, T1U. This is A1G, this is EG2, this is T1U. 6 orbitals are represented here. They are having the very low energy level. Okay. Then next, this is fluorine linear combination of atomic orbitals, bonding molecular orbitals. Later on we come to that point. So the group orbitals of the fluorine atom are represented here. Okay, see, this A1G and T1U are involved in the bonding, so we separate them. Total how many orbitals are here? Group orbitals 24. Out of 24, these are 6 here. 6 orbitals, it is having the very low energy level. They are not going to be involved in the bonding, so they are remains as non-bonding here. Previously we explained this. They are remains as non-bonding here. Okay. They are remains as non-bonding. See now, these are 18 group orbitals here. 18 group orbitals. Out of the 18 group orbitals, A1G and T1U are involved in the bonding because the same symmetry orbitals are available here. And this is EG, T1G, T2G, T1U, T2U. These are how many? 14 orbitals. They are remains as non-bonding here. Let us see 14 orbitals are represented here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So these are the 14 orbitals of the fluorine atom, group orbitals these are. Okay. So let us show the formation of the molecular orbitals. Okay. On the left hand side, we have to represent the atomic orbitals of the sulfur. On to the right hand side, we have to represent the group orbitals of the 6 fluorine atoms. Group orbitals of 6 fluorine atoms. Okay. Remember this. So, as these 2s orbitals are non-bonding, so they are having very low energy level. So we cannot consider them. A1G orbital of the sulfur atom get overlap with A1G orbital, A1G group orbital of the fluorine atom. Formation of 2A1G. This is 2 is the symbol it is given here. Otherwise you are in confused. 2A1G because this is A1G is already used here. So it is 2A1G. 2A1G, this is bonding. Okay, 2A1G. Suppose that this is 1A1G here. This is 2A1G. Okay. So this is bonding. Now T1U orbital of the sulfur atom get overlap with T1U of this. Formation of 2 T1U. Here T1U is there. This is 1 T1U. So now this is 2 T1U. 2 T1U bonding molecular orbital is formed here. Okay. So this is 2A1G and 3A1G. This is anti-bonding. This is 2 and 3 symbol is given here. Don't to be confused here. This is anti-bonding, or simply we can write A1G star. That is also correct. A1G star. This is A1G, A1G star. This is T1U, T1U star. Bonding, anti-bonding. 4 T1U or T1U star, anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay. And these now 14 remains as non-bonding. 14 into 2 electrons. Now in sulfur hexafluoride molecule, how many total electrons are there? Can you give the answer? of this question to me? Sulfur hexafluoride molecule, total number of the electrons are equal to. Sulfur is having 6 electrons, okay, and 6 fluorine atom, it is having how many number of the electrons? One is having 7, 6 fluorine, 42, okay, 7 multiplied by 6, total number of the electrons are 48. Now we have to distribute 48 electrons here. How many? 48 electrons. Let us see. These are the 6 orbitals, non-bonding. So one orbital it is having 2 electrons. So 6 having 12 electrons. 12 electrons will be here. Remains as non-bonding. This is one bonding molecular orbital having 2 electrons. These are 3 bonding molecular orbitals having 6 electrons. One is having 2 electrons. So 14 plus this 8. 8 electrons are into the bonding. How many? 8 electrons are here. You can see 1, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 8 electrons are here. Now, so 12 plus 8. Now 20. Remaining now. 14 orbitals are here which are non-bonding. Okay. So one orbital carry 2 electrons. So 14 carry 14 multiplied by 2. So there are 14 multiplied by 2, that is 28. Count the number of the electrons. 12 plus 8, 20, 20 plus 28. Total 48 electrons are here. So in this way we can place the electrons in the bonding molecular orbital. Now time is very short, less than 1 minute. Once again you have to join for 10 minutes. Okay. You have to join for 10 minutes because correctly we want to explain this. Otherwise you cannot understand anything. Okay. Once again you have to click on the same link and join here because some explanation is incomplete. Okay. So once I would like to stop here. There are 13 students only. One of you have to take the screenshot of the attendance of the student and send me. Take the screenshot immediately. Attendance. Prathamesh take or anyone can take. Send me this screenshot.